Hey friends, today's video is the 12 months, 12 perfumes tag that I was tagged in by Yves of Yve Spider Smells. Thanks, girl. So today, I will be giving my 12 selections, but to start off, let's tag some people. I actually want to hear everybody's, but JHolloway, yes, you're tagged. Nene from Vividly Nene. I don't know who else has done this tag. I feel like I'm late doing it. Amina, did you do this one? I would love to hear Amina's 12 fragrances for 12 months. So if anybody else wants to hop on, please do. Like, it's such a challenging tag, and it would be good to hear what you guys have to talk about. If you're not doing videos, please drop your scents below, or even your favorite months that you like to pull out a particular perfume. So let's get started, because I don't want this to be too long. Okay, so let's start in January, the beginning of the year. So for January, it is chilly. We've done the New Year's celebration, and I would like to go with La Belle. La Belle is pear, vanilla, vetiver. She actually, for those in the fragrance community, she doesn't need an introduction, but this is such a sultry pear vanilla scent that I absolutely love. It's cozy, it's sexy, it's delicious. So this is my pick for January. For February, for most people, I guess it would be Valentine's Day. I don't go too much into that. Well, let me take that back. I will for myself. But when I think of February, I'm thinking of my sister's birthday. She's one of my favorite Pisces. And so we're usually planning or doing something for her birthday. And so for February, I'm choosing Rogue by Rihanna. Let me keep it still. Rogue by Rihanna is just really delicious, actually. But it's a woody, leather, fruity, patchouli fragrance. This one is a little challenging to love. I think in the opening, it's very strong. Maybe is reminiscent of an old fragrance, and probably medicinal. I'm trying to remember, because now that I love it, that's all that I smell. But in the beginning, when I first got it, I was like, oh gosh, what did I get myself into? But this particular fragrance is so delicious. There are other notes of like rose, jasmine, plum, and suede. You guys, suede is one of my favorite notes over leather or tobacco. Suede is where it's at for me. So the fact that this has suede in it, it makes it a bit deeper. So it's a nice warm floral, but the fruitiness gives it some brightness. But I put this kind of in the same category with my CK Euphoria, or my favorite Gucci. I can't remember the name. It's the red box Gucci. So those are like deeper, more sultry florals. And so this would be in there, especially with that plum, giving it that type of character. So for March, I selected, and I've also used my experiences from this year and what I hope or plan to wear for the next coming months for this challenge. I know that my nose changes, my mood changes, and so that's where my fragrance choices would change. But as of right now, for March, this past March, I was so over all of the gourmands, all of the deep fragrances, all of the cozy fragrances that wanted to keep you kind of inside and under the covers. I was ready for some newness, some freshness. And so Moschino's Toy 2, this little bear is so cute. Gave me that relief. It's nice and fresh, and it's considered a fresh floral. Moschino, I think, has a lot of freshies in their lineup, So this one has mandarin orange, peony, and ambery woods. It is a fragrance that is, to me, more woodsy citrus, as we were saying, and I don't quite, there's some underlying florals that give it a slight sweetness, but it's not something that's overly sweet or something that we're used to getting from many fruity florals. But this is a nice, fresh one that just is invigorating, and I love having this in my collection. Initially, when I found this, I was actually repulsed by Moschino having all of these kind of playful, cartoony kind of packaging, and it did not attract me at all. But after falling in love with the scent, I absolutely love this bottle. The frosted glass head and legs and arms with the glass bottle and yellow juice, like, I absolutely love it now. They had a fragrance before this where it was an actual stuffed teddy bear on the bottle. I have not smelled that one, but this one is my favorite. The next one, moving into April. Okay, guys, I could not choose between these two. So I'll tell you what my choice is, and then I'll give you the honorable mention. So for April, I'm choosing Alien Mirage. This is it's very close to Alien Sublime with some powdery kind of linen freshness on top of it, and with that oriental signature base. It's just so fresh and pretty. I did a video on it, which I'll link, but when I first got this, I was like, but that's just me going through my getting to know the fragrance, and I think this is a solid Alien flanker that I actually enjoy, and I'm so glad it was an amazing blind buy and I have it in my collection. The honorable mention to that one is Flower Bomb La Vie en Rose. So this is basically Flower Bomb with a concentration of rose. This didn't take a, a totally different turn. It's not a whole other fragrance. It's literally Flower Bomb with some concentration of rose. I think this was limited, and then after that they brought out these oils that you can add to Flower Bomb. I think there was vanilla, rose, and something else, but I actually got the rose. This is my second bottle of it. I found it at Nordstrom Rack, and I was so excited because when I found out they had taken it away, I was so sad. Yeah, so this is a beautiful fragrance. I actually need to wear this more. For May, I chose Lancome's Idole. So Lancome Idole, this is a musky rose, a bright fragrance that turns into a musky rose, I should say. When I first smelled this, I was like, let me see what Zendaya is representing for Lancome. I didn't really give it a chance. I wasn't really into Lancome fragrances at that time. I think the last of Lancome that I was into, or was familiar with, I should say, was Lancome Trésor. And that was back in the day that my mom had. But this particular fragrance, when I first smelled it, I thought that top brightness was more of a nail polish remover scent, and I was not with it. But then I smelled it and it felt very fresh. It felt very bright, which I enjoy. And then as I was wearing it, I said, who has on some? It turned into a musky rose, but I grew to appreciate it. So while it doesn't stay bright and fresh as it does in the opening, it dries down to a musky rose on my skin, and I actually like it for a nice spring fragrance. In comes June, and this past June is my birthday month, and so this past June I chose Viktor & Rolf's Dancing Roses from the Magic line. This fragrance, I did a video on that too, and I'll link it. This fragrance is a boozy cherry with a beautiful rose. There are other supporting notes, but those are the two that come to mind. I actually had the travel spray for quite some time, but was able to recently pick up a full bottle, and this is one of my top cherry fragrances. It's one of my top rose fragrances. It's amazing, and I'm so glad that it's part of my collection, and I just felt like $1 million cherry for my birthday. For July, I'm pulling back out Michael Kors Sexy Blossom. So this is a sexy, juicy, amazing burst of lychee. This is, I talked about this in another one of my videos that I can definitely link. When I first got it, I was not in love. I actually disliked it a lot and wanted to return it until I realized it's actually lychee. In the beginning, it was just like this warm floral that I just could not make sense of. And so it's not a safe blind buy. I had to bring this one back out. I think the longevity sucks on my skin, but I don't mind respraying this. Like, it's just so juicy, it's addictive. For August, which is the month that we're going into, and because I plan to get a full bottle, and I only have the sample right now, thanks to Dan of Scented Waters. Hey, Mr. Scented Waters. Is Byron Parfums The Chronic. This is so delicious. It's super sweet with some amber leather, patchouli, and sandalwood, pepper. I don't really smell all those things. I just smell a sweetness with some really funky character. And when I say funky, I mean more of eclectic and not so much it doesn't smell good. Like, this smells amazing. And for August, when we're, you know, in the heat of the summer, we're kind of winding down, and I look forward to those summer nights, being out, hanging out. The Chronic is where it's at. For September, I chose Giorgio Armani's C. So I have this and a couple of its flankers. I remember getting this when it first launched, which it actually launched in 2013 at the end of the summer. So this was like a perfect choice, I guess. This fragrance is a woody, vanilla, soft, spicy, fruity fragrance with the black currant, rose, and musky blonde woods. When I first got this, I just thought this was too overpowering, too much for me. It was too much of a woman, but now I'm a whole lot of woman. And I really love C. And it's a great fragrance with those hot days, cooler middays of September. And so I look forward to rocking this. This is delicious and beautiful. With some rose. For October, I chose Dua Fragrances Drowning in Vanilla. This fragrance is an inspired dupe of Nishani's Ani. So I've never smelt that one, but I thought I'd take a chance on this one, and it's pretty darn awesome. There's lots of vanilla, of course. There is pink pepper and black currant in here. It's warm. It has a little spice to it. I mean, it has some kick to it. And as a vanilla collector, this had to be in my collection. And definitely with it being so potent and powerful, October is a great time to pull it out. wear it, get ready for that cozy weather. It's good. To me, it has more of like a lemony brightness to it to brighten up the deep sugary vanilla. Yeah, I like this a lot, and this is what I chose. Was Drowning in Vanilla for my October fragrance. We move on to November, and for November, this had to show up somewhere. So I actually did a video with this particular fragrance for cozy scents to chill with. This is Elizabeth and James Nirvana Bourbon. I mean, just such a classy bottle. I absolutely love this and would love to have it in my bag and pull it out. But this is the leathery or suede vanilla of the fall. I mean, it's pretty amazing. There's bourbon, tuberose, and oak wood. It's so weird that there's tuberose in here because I actually don't really care for tuberose, but I don't smell it as much in here. So this is a nice, cozy vanilla fragrance. It's very unisex. But because I love the sweetness in the dry down so much, it's very sweet to me. And while the oak moss and the bourbon give it a slight masculine feel, it doesn't feel masculine at all to me anymore. I think when I first got it, I definitely felt that way, but now it's good. It's super good, and this is November's fragrance. For December, our last and final month, I chose a hugely popular fragrance that should be no surprise would be on a list or one of my lists, and it is Alien Essence Absolute. An alien flanker from the House of Mugler that is one of my favorite houses. This is, to me, this is a whole lot of vanilla, a touch of alien, and a touch of root beer. This is such a cozy fragrance that is great for bed, and December is a perfect time to pull this out and really wear it and just be enveloped in it and get that cozy feeling while just smelling scrumptious and smelling like you just want to eat somebody. I love this so much. Spraying sprays in the air. It's so good. It's a good one. So that's my video, 12 scents for 12 months. I hope you enjoyed it. Do you have any of these on your list or ones that you like to wear in certain months? Let me know. I would love to hear it. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a friend about the fragrance videos if you enjoy fragrances or know that they enjoy fragrances. I will see you next video.